So this is the Unit 5 review. Number 1 says solve the inequality. So all we do is less than sign becomes we draw a line. The first thing we're going to do is add 9. So we're going to move the 9. We're going to bring down this to Q. 5 plus 9 is 14. Okay. Then we're going to divide by negative 2. So we get Q is negative 7. So remember the rule when you divide by a negative number, you got to flip the inequality sign. So instead of less than, it becomes greater than. So the answer is Q is greater than negative 7. Okay, for number 2, we want to write an equation of a line that passes through 2 points. So the first thing I need to do is I need to find the slope. So the y's go on top, x's go on the bottom. Remember to change the sign of the second number. So we're going to have negative 3 minus 4, change the sign of the second number, over negative 5 minus 2. Again, change the sign of the second number. Same signs we add, so we get negative 7. Negative 5 minus 2 is again same sign, so we're going to add. Negative 7 divided by negative 7 becomes a positive 1. Because a negative times a negative is a positive. So then we're going to write it in point slope form. The slope is 1. Pick a point where the x goes with the x. Since it's negative 5, it becomes positive 5. The y goes with the y. Since it's negative 3, it becomes positive 3. And one last step, you have to solve for y. So we're going to distribute the 1. So we get 1x plus 5. Bring down the y plus 3. And then we're going to subtract 3. So we get y is equal to x. 5 minus 3 are different signs, so we're going to subtract. So y equals x plus 2. Number 3 says, which point is the solution to the inequality? Now, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either A, substitute the numbers x and y into the equation and see which one is true, or we can graph, which is what we're going to do. We're going to graph and see which is the point to the solution. Okay, so we're going to start with 3. We're going to put a dot on 3. From there, we're going to use our slope, put it over 1. So we're going to go up 2 to the right 1. So up 2 to the right 1. And since there's no line underneath, this is going to be a dash line. Okay. Since it's less than, remember, less than means you're going to be in the lower part. So you shade the bottom part of the line. This being the top part. Okay, so then we plot our points. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that looks like it's a solution. Let's try the next one. Negative 1, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's not an answer. 1, 8 be over here. That's not a solution. Negative 3, 2. So the only one that's in the shaded area, it's 3, 4. So that's my answer. Okay, so write an inequality that represents by the graph. Okay, so notice I have an open circle. So an open circle means it's going to have no line underneath, so no equal sign. Okay, so we're going to have x and negative 2. Since the arrow is pointing to the right, it's also going to point to the right. And once again, since it's open, it's going to have no line. Okay, Sal can wash the windows of a building in 5 hours. Sarah can do the same job in 10 hours. If they work together, how long would it take them to wash the windows of the building? So we need to have Sal's rate. So Sal can wash the windows, one window in 5 hours times their time together. plus Sarah can do the same job in 10 hours. So 1 out of 10 is Sarah's rate times their time together. And they're trying to wash one building. So then you're going to multiply everything by 5 and 10. Okay, we use fraction buster, so the 5's cancel, so we're left with 10x. Here the 10's cancel, so we're left with 5x. And that's 1 times 5 times 10, that gives me 50. So then we just solve. We got to combine our like terms, so 10x plus 5x is 15x. And then we're going to divide by 15. So x is, we can divide by 5, so we can reduce. So that's going to be 10 over 3. And then we're going to divide. 3 goes into 10 3 times. 3 times 3 is 9. So my answer is 3 and 1/3. So it would take them a little bit more than 3 hours to wash the building of the, to wash the windows of the building if they were together. Okay, 6, we're going to graph. A couple of things that I want you to notice is all the graphs are the same. So I just have to look at my inequality symbol, which is less than. No line means there's going to be a dash line. So it can't be A and it can't be D. Okay. Since it's less than, that means that I need to shade the lower part of the graph. Remember, low. So this is the top of the graph. So the one that's shaded below is B. Okay, solve the graph the inequality. So let me write this again so I have room to work. Okay, so for this one, we have two equal signs. So we're going to draw two lines. And then we're going to divide everything by 3. So -9 divided by 3 is -3. 3 divided by 3 is just 1, so I get the x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. Bring down my inequality. Okay, so there's my answer. So that means on -3, I'm going to have a open circle. By the way, since this is together, this is an and, so I know my answer can't be A or B, because both of those are ors, because they're going in opposite directions, so it's either B or C. So I have an open circle on -3 and a closed circle on 2. So the answer has to be B. Okay, so solve for A. The absolute value of 3A minus 2 is equal to -20. So remember, absolute value means distance from 0, and the distance from 0 cannot be negative. Okay, so right away I know that this is no solution, because the distance from 0 cannot be negative. Okay, write an inequality to represent the shaded region in the graph below. Okay, one of the things I want you to notice that all the graphs, all the lines are the same. So I don't even have to find the slope or the y-intercept. It's all the same. So I just have to figure out which one it is. So it's a dash line. So I know there's going to be no line. Remember, dash means no line. So I know the answer can't be A and it can't be B. Okay. Since the bottom part is shaded, I know that it's going to be low. Okay, remember this is the top of the graph. It's going to be low. So it's going to be y is less than -2x plus 1. Okay, solve for w, the absolute value in -2w plus 6 equals to 4. So the distance from 0 has to be 4. So that means that I went to the right 4, and I could have also gone to the left 4. So I'm going to have two answers. Okay, so the first one, I'm going to subtract 6. So 4 minus 6 is -2. Bring down the -2w. Divide by -2. So w is +1, because the negative divided by negative is a positive. On the other side, I'm going to subtract 6. -4 minus 6 are same signs we add and keep. Bring down the -2w. Divide by -2. So w is +5, because the negative divided by negative is a positive. equals 1 and x equals 5. The answer is B. Okay, solve for the inequality. So it's or. So just looking by the graph, I know that it can't be C or D because both of these are and. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm going to solve each one individually. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change the direction of this one. So this is 2x plus 1 less than negative 3. Since the original one was pointing to the 2x, so this needs to be pointing to that equation and not the negative 3. So I'm going to draw my line. I'm going to subtract 1. Negative 3 minus 1 are same sign. Same signs we add and keep. Bring down our 2x. Then we're going to divide by 2. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. And then I bring down the inequality sign. I don't flip the inequality sign because I did not divide by a negative number. Okay. Then I'm going to draw my line. Subtract 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Bring down the 2x. Divide by 2. So x is 1. And then bring down the inequality 1. So what this means is I'm going to have an open circle on negative 2 and an open circle on 1. And it's an or, so they're going in opposite direction. Okay, so the inequality. Okay, so not absolute value, so it just has one answer. So I'm going to move this 6. That's going to become a positive 6. I'm also going to move the negative 2, negative 3u, so it becomes a positive 3u. So then I'm going to bring down the negative 9 and bring down the 8u. So 8u plus 3u, 11u. Negative 9 plus 3, different signs we subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number. And then we're going to divide by 11. So u is less than or equal to negative 3 over 11. Okay, find the slope of the line whose graph is shown below. So find the slope just means I need to find the rise over the run. So I don't have to write an equation, I just have to find the slope. So I need to pick 2 points and go up and over and count my boxes. So that's 2, 3. So my slope is 2 over 3. And remember that it's going up. So I went up. So it's positive 2 over 3. Okay, write an equation of a line parallel. So parallel. So that means same slope that passes through negative 3, 5. So we're going to write this in point slope form. My slope is 4. Okay, this is my x, my y. X is negative 3, goes with the x, change the sign. Y is 5, goes with the y, change the sign. And you're going to distribute. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is 12. Bring down the y minus 5. And then you're going to add 5. Move it to the other side. So you get 4x plus 17.